This drink, I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Another!
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Film on Tap, where we've got the tap that never runs out. Today is not just an ordinary episode because we've got a special guest. You've seen him on here before, but it bears repeating. Jeffrey Kahn is in the building. How are you, good sir?
First time since Weapons, when
It's
we were
been a
also in
minute.
the same
It's been a minute.
in the same setup as last time.
Yeah.
This is your winter debut.
And I got him to drink a Truly or White Claw.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, Kahn is drinking a White Claw right now. Look
I
at
am
him.
too, but I just went fancy.
You had me
with
drinking
mine.
the whole
Oh,
last
you
time.
need to have an elevated White Claw in the wine glass.
And what time is it out there, guys?
Yeah, isn't it like...
We did mimosas yesterday, so it seemed redundant.
So naturally, let's go for a White Claw at like 9:30 in the morning.
No, don't break the illusion. It's like 12 p.m.
There you go.
Where
The illusion has been broken, my friend. It's over.
Listen, sometimes we just have issues, and that's all good. We're here.
It's the holidays, okay?
Exactly.
How are you, Andres?
I'm doing well. I'm just drinking coffee today, so
Nice. Great catch up.
Hey, what's on the mug? Is it a knife out?
no,
The Daily
No,
Planet
yeah.
mug.
Of
Okay.
course.
All right.
Of course.
Of
Naturally.
course, I got to be on brand. But how are you doing, Tom?
Not too bad. Not too bad. It's literally snowed overnight. We got like 6 inches of snow, so it's pretty wild right now.
We
It was
just
80 here yesterday. I hate it.
I mean,
I will
look,
trade you though. I hate
This
it
is the
so
run, this is a
much.
running bit on the show. It's just
I feel like this bears repeating when I say "fuck you."
yeah. Where it's like anything you tell us means nothing to us.
I feel
there.
like it's this.
You-
I feel
you-
like
you
it's
do
this.
not- you do not
I feel
have
like
your
it's a
heating
knee-jerk-
going now.
It's always a knee-jerk reaction whenever I say like there's inclement weather here. Nancy's like, "Oh, well, it was like 80 here yesterday." She can't just be like, "Oh, that sucks."
It doesn't suck though. I'll trade you. I'm sick of the hot weather. It's ridiculous. It's December for God's sake.
I would love to see you in negative wind chill.
I would love to see you in the
You're
snow
not
right
that
now
much.
and see how you are.
Why do you think I had to have my wedding in October? I had to make it as cold as possible, guys.
Oh, it could be colder.
Yeah, but yeah, so it's pretty, but my car is buried, so that's fun.
Oh.
Fun.
Oh yeah, mine too.
Yeah, so that's going to be fun to dig my way out of. But anyway, enough of the snow, enough of the nonsense. We got a show to cover today, and we got some fun topics to talk about. We got a couple good trailers that we're going to be discussing, and of course, we got a big movie to talk about in Wake Up Dead Man, the new Knives Out movie that just hit Netflix. So without further ado, we're going to jump into our first trailer today. And that first trailer is a big one. It is our teaser trailer for Supergirl, the new DC film that comes to us from director Craig Gillespie, starring Millie Alcock as Supergirl and Jason Momoa as Lobo. We got our first glimpse of the movie here, which hits theaters next June. What do we think about this teaser trailer? Let's start with Nancy and Con. What did you guys think about this one?
Yeah, I like the fact that she's kind of a hot mess express and we're watching her become Supergirl, and the fact that she's, not in her suit yet. And I like those kind of stories where we see someone progress into being a superhero. So I'm really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I like Millie Alcock as the lead. She was really good on House of the Dragon. But like the one complaint for me is that this trailer is really orange and brown, and it's not really showing a lot of the colors that I would probably expect from a Supergirl movie. So I'm hoping they're just saving that for the actual movie. But other than that, it looks fun.
Maybe they're saving it for when she turns into Supergirl.
Let's hope, because I don't want this whole movie to be orange and brown.
Jeez. Okay. Well, we've got a color complaint. How about you?
It is 2025. My most anticipated movie was a DC movie and a 28 years later movie. It is now 2026. My most anticipated movie of the year is a DC movie and a 28 years later movie. So guys, I'm very happy right now.
I'm really liking the growth for you.
Yeah. Okay. First off, so many aspects about this trailer I'm just super excited for. Just the idea that we're getting finally a standalone Supergirl movie and adapting it's in my top 5 comics of all time. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is probably one of the best comics out there. Anybody who hasn't read this, I highly encourage you to read it because it is such an extraordinary book in so many capacities. And the fact that we're getting Millie Alcock playing Kara, and there's so many aspects about this movie that I don't think I can tell you because anything would be a spoiler. But this comic and this movie look so in sync with each other. And this is probably one of the first times ever that that was called for a DC or even a Marvel property that they're fully adapting an entire story arc into one movie. And I'm just super excited by the look. I'm super excited by the performances. I mean, just even going into the element of adding Lobo in there as well too. One of the fun elements from the comic is that Lobo is actually deleted from the comic because they kind of felt like his story was going to be too much to add. And then the other thing with that is that James Gunn, knowing that story, is including Lobo in a way that feels more meshed in with the universe. So I think that's really exciting for non-comic fans as well. But just the element of Kara, like you said, Nancy, she is a freaking hot mess. But when you see exactly everything she's experienced before the movie happens, you're just like, yeah, I would be a hot mess too if I experienced that. So I can't wait for people to see what this story is and to finally experience that. I'm super excited. June 2026 is going to be a great year for Andres.
It sounds like you've seen the movie already.
I know. Jesus, I felt like I was buckling in for an actual review. Jeez.
Go read the comic.
Speaking of the comic, I feel like a lot of people think that like this is like a betrayal of the character when there's legitimately a comic book that has this whole story of her acting this way and being in this state. And I think it's a refreshing change of pace, frankly, because I feel like every other iteration of Supergirl that we've seen has been essentially the same in a lot of ways, where this is a nice change of pace where, like Nancy said, this is like a hot mess express where we're seeing a superhero who hasn't really become that hero yet. If anything, it's almost like an anti-hero story. It feels a little bit like Hancock in a lot of ways, whereas like kind of like a female version of that, hopefully better. And I feel like it also has a very Guardians of the Galaxy vibe, which I think a lot of people have pointed out. It feels very much like that, especially in terms of the visuals and a lot of the cosmic things that are happening in this trailer. But I love that. I like that vibe a lot. It definitely looks like a lot of fun. And I didn't really have many expectations going into this trailer. I mean, I was looking forward to it because I liked where they were going to be taking the character. And I really like Millie Alcock as an actress. I thought she was great in House of the Dragon too. So I'm really excited for this one. And I also think Craig Gillespie is a super underrated director. I mean, this guy has bounced around from genre film to genre film. He did the Fright Night remake, which I love, Cruella, which I love, I, Tonya. I mean, the list goes on. The guy's really talented. And I think the action here looks really fun too. So I don't know. I'm in. I'm looking forward to it. I think DC, especially after Superman and some of the other television projects they have in development and also have come out with so far, like I'm cautiously optimistic for the future of DC. If anything, I've actually been more excited about DC these days than I have about Marvel, which I never thought I would say, but here we are.
I can't wait for Supergirl to bash her enemy's head or knee. It's Icon reference.
Oh
yeah.
Catch up, Nancy.
Well, that didn't work. Okay.
Instead, we're all going to go to the movies every week to go see a new Doomsday trailer, or at least that's what Disney is hoping we're going to do. But no.
Well, Marvel needs a hype train more than anything else right now because their movies just aren't it right now.
Yeah, and Fantastic Four, like they just put that out on Disney Plus, and the numbers came back for that, and they're like, it's not doing well on Disney Plus, and I'm like, wait, really? So there you go.
Yeah, I don't know. Just I'm more excited about DC, frankly. I just feel like they're taking more risks right now, and they're doing more. I don't know. They're going down different avenues, which I really like. Like they're tackling different projects. Like they're more mainstream-ish stuff like Superman and even Supergirl to a certain extent. But then they've got projects like Lanterns coming out and also Clayface, which I'm so excited about, which I think is going to be a really cool departure for most comic book films. But yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely optimistic about this one. I think it. I also love the tagline "Truth, Justice, Whatever." I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. So yeah, I'm in for this one. So I'm really excited about it. But speaking of being excited for a film, we got to talk about this next trailer, which I've been waiting for a while. And I'm so happy we're actually getting a sequel to this movie because I genuinely just didn't think we were going to. We have our first trailer for Ready or Not 2, Here I Come, which is a sequel to Ready or Not, which comes to us from the directors Radio Silence, who did the past two Scream films and also did the original Ready or Not film. And we get our first peek at the sequel, which looks like it takes place very soon after the events of the first film. And it once again stars Samara Weaving. And we also have, oh God, I just blanked on her.
Catherine
name.
Newton.
Catherine Newton. There we go.
And Elijah Wood.
Yeah, Elijah Wood's in there. I forget, there's some other people in this show.
Sarah
Michelle Gellar. Yeah, there we go.
David Cronenberg.
Yeah, that's the first name that comes to mind. But yeah, we got our first trailer here for the sequel, which I could not be more excited for. Let's start with you, Andres. What do you think about this trailer? And did you see the first film?
Oh, yeah. I saw the first film. Unfortunately, the first film was one of those films that I had kind of missed when it came out in theaters, but I had actually caught it literally on New Year's Eve. So I was able to include it in my top 10 for 2019. So yeah, that movie was such a massive surprise.
Watched it after.
It doesn't.
Then it doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
Exactly.
Doesn't count. But yeah, no. That movie totally surprised me. Totally, just such a great subversion of expectations, especially for a movie like that as well too. And also Samara Weaving just was freaking fantastic in that all the way. But the idea of a sequel to that, especially with the way it ended, I just kind of felt like, why do we really need that? This trailer, within the first few seconds, really alleviated some of those worries that I had and really kind of made me go from, I really don't think we need a sequel to now I'm like, oh, I'm chomping at the bit for this sequel. Now I want to see this. Like, this is definitely one of my most anticipated movies of 2026, and including the element of, Samara Weaving's character is just like, you know what? I'm not going to play this. And then Elijah Wood comes in and he's like, oh, you know what? You don't have to, but we'll kill your sister. So now they're upping the stakes on that as well. And now they're including two characters. And I'm just really looking forward to the chemistry that's going to be playing between Samara Weaving and Catherine Newton as well. And they seem to be just really having fun with this movie. And, you know, like we talked about, David Cronenberg is in this as well, too. Sarah Michelle Gellar. Like, this cast is insane. And I cannot wait to see what insanity Radio Silence has in store for us this time. So count me very excited for this movie.
Very nice. Very nice. How about you guys?
Yeah, I think before we go any further, they should drop the 2 from the title.
But how will people know it's a sequel to Ready or Not, Con?
Does it call Ready or Not? Okay. Anyway, but yeah, I like Andres. I also loved the first Ready or Not. It was also in my top 10 that year. And then I also didn't think they needed a sequel, but seeing what they're trying to do, it feels like they're like, this is the John Wick effect, where it's like, oh, you survived one game, but now there's an even bigger game, and they even use the words like High Council in the trailer. So like, this is definitely John Wick Chapter 2, where they expanded the universe and made it much bigger than you thought it was. But yeah, it looks fun. I like the pairing of Samara Weaving and Catherine Newton, two people who are really good in horror movies, so that should be fun.
Nancy?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry, I'm so used to like
you forgot that you're a part of the joke.
I'm like, wait till it switches to me that we're on the same screen. No, I am looking forward to this. I really loved the first one. The ending was so unexpected. And what I love about the ending on the first one, I would have loved it either way. Had they not exploded, it would have been hilarious, because then
they're just idiots.
They're just dumb. And they did that all for nothing. But the fact that they actually implode is just, it was so surprising. I loved it. And yeah, I love Catherine Newton, Lisa Frankenstein. Everyone knows.
Yes.
You're probably the biggest advocate for that movie I've ever met.
Of course she is.
She's so good at it. So I like that she's getting more movies to do. My only like qualm with it is that I tend to not like movies where they pick up literally right after the first one. I feel like, she was pretty messed up from the first one. So
Sure.
give her a little time to recover so she even has a chance
Deeply
to survive.
traumatic.
And the addition of Catherine Newton, Con and I were talking about it. I don't really understand why they needed her. They literally could just kill Samara Weaving, or like, I don't know, stick her in a closet, be like, we found you, and then kill her. It doesn't really need to be this whole game that we know of.
They're too obsessed with playing the game.
I guess so. That being said, I still like the addition of her. It just doesn't quite make sense, but I'm okay with it. So yeah, I'm still looking forward to this one. Again, I'm just curious I just don't want it to be a copycat of the first one. That's my only concern. They can make it different, then I'm all on board.
I mean, I'm definitely like echoing the sentiments that you guys have said. Like, the original is just such a fun movie. It's always in my daily like Halloween movie rotation because it's just so much fun to watch that time of year. And it's such a rewatchable movie, super entertaining. And that was like the first movie that introduced people to Samara Weaving, and I think she's incredible. I think she has one of the best horror screams I've ever heard in my life, and it's it's the best.
Yeah, watch the opening for Scream 6, and you're just like, oh God,
she's fantastic. She's so good in horror movies, but she has like just such a fun presence, and like she's just so fun and charismatic, and also just like super badass as well. So seeing her come back for this is a real treat. And Catherine Newton, great addition. Elijah Wood, Sarah Michelle Gellar. I mean, it's just great additions to this cast. But I'm like you guys, I didn't really need a sequel. Of course I wanted one because I love that movie. But the fact that like everyone has come back here is really encouraging. You know, if it wasn't the same directors, if it wasn't the same cast for the most part, like I would have been really disappointed and very cautious going into this. But I think what they're doing with the story is really interesting, of how like it's just become like this new game, this expansive game. And I think they are trying to do different things, because there is a point in the trailer where you see someone explode trying to attack them, where a lot of people are just like, why would they show that? It shows that they won. I'm like, no, they wouldn't show that if that was the case. They wouldn't just spoil the movie for you in the trailer. And so I think they're adding new wrinkles to this game. Like maybe, you know, there's people that are still kind of left over from like the first game that, you know, maybe are exploding or some shit that they didn't know about, like extended relatives. Like there's so many avenues this sequel could explore, but I think visually it looks great. I think the action looks fun. I think it's still got that like irreverent sense of humor about it. And I'm just super excited for this one. I can't wait. Like it just looks like a blast.
Yeah, definitely. And also going on to one of Nancy's points as well, too. I think that there is so much lore that they haven't even introduced to us from the first film that is going to come into play in this one. That's probably going to make that first film even bigger and even more expansive in terms of the lore. So I'm very curious as to what they're going to do.
In the first one, yeah, because I want to know more about it. Because in the first one, I'm like, why is hide and seek the only one where they have to murder someone? Because everyone else was like, oh, we got to play checkers, and it was fun.
How did they settle on that game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
All right.
Yeah.
That's the only question.
Just food for thought. Food for thought, guys. But yeah, now shifting gears to our movie of the week, which I'm very excited to talk about. We've got a new Knives Out film hitting Netflix. It had a limited theatrical run. I actually got to see it in theaters, which was a nice treat. But now it's on Netflix, and it, of course, stars Daniel Craig once again as Benoit Blanc, solving another murder mystery here. And this time around, there is a priest that has been murdered, and the main suspect is another priest played here by Josh O'Connor, who seems like he is 100% the prime suspect. Totally did it, but of course things aren't what they appear to be. And you got an incredible cast here, and of course you have Rian Johnson back writing and directing this thing. So before we head on into this review, there's going to be spoilers here. So if you haven't seen the movie, definitely steer clear of this, whether you're watching it or listening to it. You have been warned. There are going to be some heavy spoilers in this discussion. So with that being said, now that you've been warned, we're going to talk about our general thoughts about the movie, and then we'll, of course, dive into some more spoiler territory about, thoughts that are a little bit more in depth. So we'll start with you, Nancy and Con. What are your thoughts on the previous Knives Out films? Were you excited for this one? And then generally, what you think of this one?
I think first one I absolutely loved. Second one was still great. Not as good as the first one, I would say. But it's weird because the second one wasn't as good, but I feel like it was more fun. And so I still enjoyed it. And then this one is like a cool balance between the two, I feel like. I love that they still do enough where I can't figure out what the hell is happening. I was watching it. I was like, oh yeah, that's going to come up later. And that's going to come up later. I was like, I know it has something to do with that, but how? And so even though it was like Benoit Blanc said, all the pieces were there, but I couldn't quite connect them together. And the fact that they're still able to do that on a third movie is fantastic. I love that they still kept up the humor as well. Benoit Blanc is so funny in this. And not, oh my gosh, Glenn Close. Glenn Close?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mostly Gwyneth Paltrow. No, not Gwyneth Paltrow.
No.
Glenn Close, her little like surprising popping out everywhere.
so funny.
was
So funny.
cracking me up the whole time. So this movie, I think, was just, yeah, again, such a perfect balance between the humor and the mystery in it. And I love that we're able to keep this up on a third movie. And I feel like I hardly ever say this about, trilogies, if you want to call it a trilogy. It's not really. That I want more. Like, keep bringing these movies. I am not left saying, oh, there's not really much more they can do. So yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, like Nancy, I also love the first Knives Out. I think we're just talking about the top 10 of 2019 because I also put that in my top 10 of 2019.
Nice.
There you go.
It's pretty bad. I also love Glass Onion. It might have been slightly worse, but yeah, it is probably funnier just because of how dumb the end result ends up being. And then this one, I think it's maybe the least funny of the three, but it's still like when those comedic moments hit, they still really hit. It's just not as consistent maybe as the first two, but I still really loved it. I think this is really Josh O'Connor's movie, and he's so good in it because like you don't even see Benoit Blanc for a huge portion of it, but and Josh O'Connor has to carry basically the first 30, 40 minutes, and he's up to the job. And yeah, I just love his crisis of faith throughout the whole movie, his interactions with Blanc, and yeah.
And visually, oh my gosh, there's so many times where like, ooh, that looks cool.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
There
that
were a lot of
looks
visual tricks that Brian Johnson used that were really
Yeah.
cool on this when I watched it the second time.
really pretty.
So yeah, I think overall it's a very good movie. Maybe not my favorite of the three, but solid.
Okay, Andres.
There you go. Yeah, so I really loved the first Knives Out film. It's such a big surprise in terms of really subverting mystery expectations. And then just the second one for me, Glass Onion, I feel is one of those sequels where, for me, it's on par with the original for various different reasons. But it's one of those that I constantly go back and forth between the two, depending on my mood. And surprisingly enough, Wake Up Dead Man joins that echelon. And I'm like, I really love Wake Up Dead Man as well, too. Even though I agree with all you where there's elements that are slightly least consistent than the first two or even the original for that matter. But man, was this such a fun mystery. And to me, this movie, I mean, Ryan Johnson and Daniel Craig, all throughout the movie, I just kind of kept feeling like they were just like, no, Kenneth Branagh, here's how you do a mystery where you subvert faith expectations and the
He'll probably come out
supernatural
with another one.
I'm sure.
Yeah, he'll still come out with another one, and it'll probably be as forgettable. But you know what? But it's just so much really, really great stuff in this movie. Con, I absolutely agree with you. I think Josh O'Connor is the secret weapon of this movie. I mean, oh goodness, like getting us to care about a character for one act and really getting us to empathize with where he's coming from in his crisis of faith. And then also pairing that with Blanc, who has his own set of beliefs and is very anti-faith, and seeing that challenged all the way through as he's seeing certain elements come in. He's like, this I cannot explain. I mean, the pieces are right there, but I don't know how to explain this without going into the supernatural world. And you can see that crisis that Blanc is having as well, too, where he's like, no. So I thought that was a really great take in terms of including the religious elements in this movie and really challenging both characters quite a bit, but also Josh Brolin is such a dick in this movie, guys.
Yeah.
like if I was to sum up Josh Brolin in this, he sort of feels like what a Joe Rogan priest would be, where he has this upper like freaking big elevated version of himself and what he's doing and how everything he's doing is basically wrong, but because of the fact he has this flock that won't give up and that was still with him. It's such a great performance by him, and it's also just really incredible casting. When we get into the spoilers, I think everyone but one person really elevates the film. So yeah, I really loved Wake Up Dead Man. I thought the writing and the directing from Ryan Johnson is as strong as ever, and honestly, it's such a great movie. And Really quick, Netflix. I know you're listening, and you said, "Oh, we're putting this out we're putting this out in theaters." Yeah, you know what? When you put it out in really shitty, when you put it out in really shitty theaters and like backwards ass nowhere, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, that counts as a theatrical." No, put it in a real fucking theater. All right.
It wasn't near me. I can tell you that.
Yeah. No, it was like 3 hours away, and it was like in a small little art house theater that wasn't even like updated since like the 1970s, and my fat ass is going to fit in those seats. So yeah.
Jesus. All right. Passionate to say the least. Oh my God.
Not bitter at all.
No, not at all. Oh
so bitter. And watching this movie, that was the first thing that occurred in my head. I was like, I wish I saw this in the theater. Yeah. This deserves to be seen in the theater. Fuck you, Netflix.
Well, if it Jesus,
oh no, we
Jesus
love you,
Christ.
Netflix. Just kidding.
Honestly, Andres, if it makes you feel any better, like I had to go to a theater that was definitely like an art house theater, definitely like not like an updated theater or anything. But not only that, check this out. So the movie starts and you see the Netflix logo. I'm like, all right, cool. And then apparently they started playing J. Kelly first.
Oh my God.
All of a sudden I hear George Clooney's voice. I'm like, is he in fucking Knives Out? Did they like bury this cameo somehow? But not only that, they had to fix that. And then when it started playing, they left the subtitles on the entire time.
Oh,
yeah. We know Tom notoriously hates subtitles.
So literally, they had the subtitles on the entire movie. And I cannot tell you how awful that was and how distracting that was for me. So if that makes you feel any better, I hope it does. Because I'm happy I saw it in the theater, but at the same time, like that sucked.
That sounds like a fabulous time for me.
No. Yeah. So Netflix, when they say we're entering this deal with Warner Brothers so we could get into the theatrical business, I'm like, I don't like what I'm seeing so far. Frankenstein was a different case because it actually played in a little more theaters.
Yeah.
Shockingly enough, but anyway, oh my goodness. Don't fuck up DC, Netflix.
Our new overlords, Netflix.
Jesus. Well, there goes any sort of sponsorship.
Nope.
Exactly.
Oh, they don't need our help.
No, literally, they're just gonna be like, yeah, we don't want to associate with you, and then we'd be like, why? And then they're literally just gonna send us the link to this episode.
Oh, really? They're gonna send us a link to this episode. Oh, Ted Sarantos, I'm sorry.
Andre, stop.
This whole episode is just gonna get flagged.
It's just like an anti-Netflix video. Jesus. Anyway, getting back to the movie on Netflix.
Movie itself.
Yeah.
I love that first Knives Out film. Such a fun surprise. And I think that was such a great film to like have like counter programming to The Last Jedi, because I think that was his first film after Star Wars to kind of like show people what else he had been cooking up. And I love that movie to death. It's so much fun. I think I tend to watch that like every Thanksgiving season because it just has that feel to it. And I feel like I like Glass Onion more than most people do. I feel like that movie has gotten a lot of like hate in the years since it came out, but I really enjoy it and I think it's super fun. And I also think like both of those murder mysteries are just so fun and off kilter and just refreshing, where they really play with your expectations. And even if something seems obvious, it's not quite as obvious as you think it is. And I think Wake Up Dead Man is another incredibly strong entry. I could easily make an argument for myself of why I think this might actually be the strongest out of the three in terms of the writing, the storytelling, the performances. In a lot of ways, like I loved this movie. I actually think in a lot of ways it might be the funniest of the three. So I was a little surprised Khan said that, because I laughed a lot during this movie and like a lot more than I thought I was going to, given like the subject matter and how it, taps into faith and like two characters who are struggling with that throughout the course of the movie, which I feel like it handles really well as well. Okay. But which I think it handles very, very well. But I love the performances. I love the murder mystery here. It played with my expectations throughout. Like I genuinely had no idea where this thing was going to go. I had my theories and certain expectations, but I feel like where we ended up was so well constructed and so well thought out, where I'm not surprised that this one took Johnson a while to kind of crack, because it feels very meticulously crafted and very intricate. And I just feel like having a great murder mystery like this and then also tackling the themes of like faith is very hard to do and also balance. And I feel like he does that so well here. And thankfully he's got a great cast to support that. And I had a blast with this one. I genuinely think Josh O'Connor is incredible in this movie. I also think Glenn Close is remarkable in this movie, especially in the last act where I feel like she just gives this powerhouse performance. I do have minor flaws with it. I do have some minor quibbles, but on the whole, though, I really enjoyed this one. I think Johnson just continues to knock it out of the park. And I would see Benoit Blanc solve a million mysteries. I don't care how old he gets. Keep Craig as this character. I just want to see more and more.
Yeah. To clarify, I think I laughed a little more on the second watch because I was able to focus on the dialogue and the little lines that can be left. So
But because, I mean, there's certain things with even especially mysteries that it feels like you get more in the second round because of the fact that you're not spending as much time trying to catch up to the mystery, and you're also trying to see how certain things connect, and you're also trying to see if everything that you know is still there, or if it's all retconned in various different ways.
Did they actually set it up before revealing it later? And they actually, and they did. Like the whole two devil lamps thing. Yeah, that was
absolutely.
So just so many like fun bits. And honestly, I would say a lot like the performances. I was kind of surprised where I ended up in terms of like who I liked the most or who I didn't like or who I felt like was a little bit wasted. I was kind of surprised by like where it ended up. Like, we can kind of get into spoilers now a little bit, but I will say someone who I thought was not going to work in this movie was Mila Kunis, and I actually didn't mind her in this movie.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I was really kind of wary. I was wary about it, but like honestly, I did not mind her. I thought she was fine. I honestly thought one of the worst performances of the movie, and I hate to say it, was Jeremy Renner. I feel I kind of feel
came off a major accident.
No, don't. Okay, look, this is not about that. Come on, guys, it's not about that. Like, I'm more than thankful that he survived that accident, that he can still, perform and have these roles and everything. But I do feel like he seemed a little miscast here, and he seemed a little bit like uncomfortable in this role. Like he didn't come off as well as I think he should have.
Again, like. Maybe he's getting his acting legs back, like I said, figuratively and literally.
Getting his acting legs back.
I'm not trying to
get canceled for this episode.
Look, I'm not trying to hate on the guy. Jesus, I'm just saying. I'm just saying it wasn't one of his better performances, and I feel like I feel
least favorite with an asterisk by it. Of like,
an asterisk. But I also feel like Andrew Scott was severely wasted in this movie.
Yes,
him and Kaylee Spiney too. I was like,
I thought. Yeah, even though Kaylee Spiney had one of my favorite lines of the year in it, where she gets up out of the chair and it's like, it's a miracle. It's like, I can walk. It just hurts.
It just really hurts like close.
Even though they're great actors.
That's fair.
But to be clear, I'm very happy Jeremy Renner can still act.
We'll make that clear. You're glad he's alive.
Just not one of my favorite performances of his.
Yeah, here's the thing, and I think I'm going to disagree with you all on this. I thought Mila Kunis was the weak link in the entire movie. I kind of felt like she was the only one that was sort of a little misplaced in this very eclectic group, and then also like in terms of what her role in the movie was, and this is also even going into the script as well too, I kind of felt like she was only there to parrot everything that they were saying and kind of keep us on the ball with where we were at with the mystery, but in a way that kind of felt distracting, where it just kind of felt like you do know there is only this amount of time before something happens. It's like, oh, you need a confession right now. And it's like, all right.
She's even a straight person in a broader.
Yeah, that's how I took it. In the sense of like, she's the authority to say, hey, we know it's this guy. Everything points to this guy. And I'm giving you a little bit of leeway to figure this out. And if you don't figure this out soon, we're bringing him in. Because obviously it is him who did it. And I also think that kind of goes back to like, we don't see Mila Kunis in a lot of stuff these days, and so
I mean, there's a big reason.
Also children.
Whenever that happens, it is a little jarring to see someone like that, especially in a movie like this. So I think maybe it does take it did take me a bit to get used to that, but once we got in it, I was like, okay, like
I can handle it.
But the thing is, I feel that every other character added their own flavor to a certain role, and I feel like Mila Kunis, had you picked anyone else, I don't think there would have been much of a difference between her and somebody else in the role. Because the thing is, like, I think Jeremy Renner suits the role that he was given, but also to a certain extent, it's like, I kind of do agree it's kind of a little shaky at points, but I feel that every other character gave a personality or gave something that defined every single character in this cast. But I felt that Mila Kunis was the only one that just felt like there was just, it was just what was on the page. And, you know, that is kind of weird for a Rian Johnson movie, because when you see Knives Out, all those characters are, they seem tailor fit for those roles, and they feel that they add a flavor to their performance. Like, still, I can even recall like freaking like Michael Shannon and even the kid from It in the original Knives Out. So like, you know, they gave stamps to their roles, whereas I feel like, you know, Mila Kunis just didn't do that as much. But again, minor nitpick though.
What is she gonna do? Say
But
no
I feel
to
like
the movie?
that's more of a writing problem than that is like a Mila Kunis
That's what I was
problem.
gonna say.
Because like, I think like, especially in the first film, like, you had Lakeith Stanfield, who great actor, but if he was given like the same role as Mila Kunis in this one, it wouldn't have been like a amazing character. Or like, I'm sure he would have added his flair to it, but like, I think at the end of the day, I probably would have felt similar about him as I did Mila Kunis here. I think he just had a better material to work with in that movie, which is why he was such a fun character to watch. And I don't mind Mila Kunis being like the straight character here, because I think it works, especially when, you know, Benoit Blanc's doing his thing and she's kind of just reacting to all these strange idiosyncrasies that he has, like that scene in the morgue, which legitimately made me laugh so hard, where he's just where he's literally just like playing with the body, like it's just like, oh my god. But I still think the biggest laugh of the movie to me, and it took me so off guard that I was cackling in the theater, was when like she's trying to interrupt the guy from talking, and he plays the Phantom theme on the organ. I lost it. Absolutely lost it. Craig is so good. He's so good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we haven't even talked about Craig in this movie as well too. I mean, like, again, what a great way and what a fun way to really refresh that character for a third round. And again, I think the one thing about this movie is that it doesn't feel like a trilogy of sorts. It just feels like this is the next story in the Knives Out. I can honestly see 7 or 8 of these, and I don't think unless Rian Johnson gets very, very discouraged or, you know, just doesn't pull it out. I mean, like, it's one of those things where like, I don't particularly see this as like a story where, oh, there needs to be a closure or there needs to be ending. It's like a Sherlock Holmes thing. Sherlock Holmes has so many freaking stories, not even written by Arthur Conan Doyle either. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a great like anthology series at this point, where you have like that one main character that doesn't change, but you have like everyone else kind of cycling around him. But I feel like he's just kind of getting better with each movie, and I like the fact that this movie, I think more so than the other two, fleshes out Blanc way more, especially when in regards to like the whole faith theme and like why he doesn't really believe in like a higher power, and why he's very kind of apathetic about that whole thing, and then watching him slowly kind of believe more and have faith in this priest and have faith in general, which I think is really interesting. And like those conversations that he has with Josh O'Connor's character, I think are really fascinating and really well done, and not like preachy or in your face or anything like that. And I think one of my favorite scenes of the year genuinely is like, I think it's in the middle of the movie, where like Josh O'Connor is trying to get this information on the phone call, and then it quickly changes into him like having that, you know, like epiphany or road to Damascus moment, you know, where he realized, oh no, this is what I want to do with my life. I'm helping people, and like, this is my calling. And I feel like having that happen at like such a pivotal point in the movie, where they're trying to get this key piece of information, was like a stroke of genius, because that tonal shift not only works, but I think it just makes the movie even better. So like, it's great writing. It's great stuff.
Because at first you're on his side and you're like, oh, just like, lady, hurry up, just give me information. But then as she goes into her own personal stuff, you're like, oh wow, he's starting to care. This is why he wants to be a priest. And you can see
I love that.
That is by far my favorite scene. You know,
so good.
I love that.
so good.
Exactly what you said, Tom. It's like there's this urgency, but for him, it's I'm gonna take every moment to help someone. It doesn't matter what else is going on with me. You know, I need to clear my name that I didn't murder someone, but that's not important right now.
Someone
What's
else needs
important,
help.
yeah, someone else needs help, and so I'm going to attend to that. And it was just such a good scene. I love it so much.
Well, it's also a very interesting take in terms of with the Josh O'Connor character, just him witnessing how religion is sort of taken into this falsehood of a sort of a cult, for lack of a better word, where you have all these people that are corralled around Josh Brolin's character, which we need to talk about Josh Brolin soon too. but just seeing how faith and hope is twisted, and how watching Josh O'Connor's character as someone who truly is one of those people that wants to get saved, and seeing how corrupted everyone is all around him, to the point where his secret meeting, I just love that moment where it's like, wait, did you tell Brolin about this? I will tell him about it. I just texted him. He said, "What the heck?" And he didn't use heck. And then like literally you see every single one of those people all fall out like flies and just go, "No, I'm not going to be here because I don't want to piss him off." And just seeing how that level of faith and how that level of cultism, if that's a word, really kind of digs a deep hole for Josh O'Connor's character. And then you're just like, how is anyone going to believe him? And how are they going to get any viable information out of any of these people? And just the thing is, with this central mystery, there does feel like there are like 4 or 5 threads all going at once, and that they're their own stories. I mean, especially with the side character as well too. And with, everything that happens later on leading up to it, that like, I love the fact that Blanc, for one of the first times, he's kind of stumped on certain things. And he's like, I don't know. I can't explain it. I just can't explain it.
That was also because what I like about the priest character is that it's very, I can't remember his actual name.
Judd?
Yes,
Father
Judd. Yeah, Father Judd.
Oh, Josh O'Connor.
What I like about it is he's not, when he first meets, Benoit Blanc, he's basically saying like, it's okay. Like, I get that you're not really into faith. I get that you're not really religious. But that's fine. I'm not going to like force you to do it. And what I love is by the end, when he's saying like, oh, I can't figure it out, it's really a ruse to be like, I understand your faith. I don't believe in it, but I'm going to let you do your thing. Yeah. And so I'm going to respect that. And if that works for you, I now understand why it works for you. And I love that, because it's not a movie about let me make you more religious. It's more let everyone do their thing that makes them feel better. And that's what I like about the overall.
It doesn't take sides.
Yeah.
If you're religious or not, the movie has something for each perspective.
It's force you to choose. For as much as it points to religion as well too, it also points to exactly why people enter the faith in general. Whereas like, it's if it's something that makes you a better person, why not? Why not believe the stories? You know what I mean? But also at the same time, if we're going to get into Brolin's character as well.
But sometimes it could go a little astray.
Miss that message a little bit.
But I do love not Brolin, Father Judd. He has one of the best lines, and I wish I could remember exactly verbatim, but it's something along the lines of like, we're not here to fight the evil of the world. We're here to save them, like bring them back this way. And obviously that's what he's trying to do with Josh Brolin's character. Because he went way into the deep end in terms of what he, is using and manipulating with his faith.
Sure. I mean, even just seeing that dynamic right off the bat, where he's like, all right, take my confession right now. I masturbated like 30 times in the past 6 weeks. What do I need? Couple of Hail Marys. Yeah, shake my hand. And I'm like, oh, you bastard.
Yeah.
And then the second it's revealed that he's incapable of getting an erection and he's just been doing that to fuck with him, I'm just like, oh, you were
more evil than we thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which to me was like a weird thing to put in, because it's like,
Yeah, we know he's full.
It was weird that he needed proof to like show he couldn't masturbate. Of like, clearly he's.
We need to prove that Josh Brolin can't masturbate.
Yeah.
No, but Josh Brolin is fucking great in this movie. Like, I'm glad that he got a good chunk of screen time too. Like that whole scene where he's basically like telling everyone in his little cult that like, yeah, I have all the dirt on you and I'm gonna, ruin all of you. Like, what an amazing scene. I love that scene.
And the lead up to that scene too, when Cy comes in and he's just like, I've got everything recorded, and then everyone just like tries to like tackle him. Like, no, and then the second he opens that door, everyone but the lawyer is gone.
Yeah, no, it's just such fun. And also this movie's just gorgeous looking. Like it's just the cinematography is beautiful. Like I saw a great behind the scenes interview with Ryan Johnson where like there's shots that look like they have like stained glass in them where they literally taped pieces of colored plastic to the camera and kept moving them around till he like liked how it looked in the shot. Like it's just like I love that kind of filmmaking. And
it's
the
way that the movie plays with light, like sometimes
it's
beautiful in and out of certain scenes.
Yeah, like literally that whole sequence in like the climax of the movie where Blanc has his Damascus moment where like the light comes in through the church, like that in another director's hands could have been so fucking cheesy. Like but like the way it's handled here, like surprisingly just works, and it's a really potent moment, especially with like what follows with Glenn Close's confession and all of that stuff. Like just amazing reveal. Cause like there was a point in the movie where I was like, oh, well, it's clearly her, but I don't know why. I don't know who else is involved, but like it all just made sense in a great way. Also, side note, great to see Thomas Hayden Church in a movie again. I don't know where he's been.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I really enjoyed Thomas Hayden Church in the movie as well too. And just seeing the ultimate faith that ends up happening to his character was brutal. That it was so brutal. And it was one of those moments where like, I remember me and Jen, when we were watching it, we were just like, oh, he was the good guy out of the bunch. And then the moment where he's agreeing to go in the coffin and then he has that moment and he's like, yep, we're good. Like, I was like, oh,
perfectly normal.
Perfectly normal. It's just another Tuesday here.
Yeah.
No, Martha.
Oh,
Martha. Oh, Christmas.
Oh, geez, get out of here. Get out of here.
You don't have a chance. You have a beard, Thomas Hayden Church. Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
But I mean, but if we're going to talk about Martha as well too, I mean, come on, how many times throughout the movie does she just pop out of nowhere screaming?
The first one had me dying, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Talking about robots.
Just like Jesus.
Yeah, she's so tiny. What the hell?
It was so funny. Oh,
I don't think this is like the first time in a while I've seen Glenn Close give like a really meaty performance. So that was nice to see.
Yeah.
Oh, she had a great role.
I remember the last really good thing I saw her in. So
I mean, it's great to see her go from like comedic moments to very dramatic moments of, from popping out and scaring, Father Judd so many times, and her very dramatic screaming of like thinking everything's a miracle.
You will rise.
Her final scene, like I think I said out loud, I was like, dang, she's like, this is really good acting right now. Like,
Yeah.
It almost shows you why she's lasted in this business for so long. But also, I just love the small little moment where Father Judd is going, she's confessing all of her sins, and she's like, I'm sorry to this person. I'm sorry to this person. And then Judd just goes, and grace. And then she has this moment where it's like,
she holds on tighter with her hand.
Grace. It was like, listen, you were a kid when you did that, but that was still freaking terrible. So,
But I love that he says, like, you're safe now. It's okay. Like, let it go. And then you kind of, again, show her acting. You see it in her face of just like releasing everything. And she's like, okay, I'm at peace now. And so
I can die.
Yeah. I can
die. And just the ultimate thing at the very end where, the entire reason that she was doing this right off the bat was to keep that diamond safe. And knowing the fact that there was that moment where Father Judd got the diamond and literally just goes, I'm walking away from this. You do whatever you want with that. And I love the fact that even though he had all the opportunity in the world to take that diamond and to do something selfish with it, he ultimately chose to just, it's going to be a symbol in the church throughout the entire time. And I just thought that was a really great way of showing that, you know what, he really does believe in his cause, and he's not as materialistic as freaking Brolin was, where the second he found out where that was, he was like, oh, F all y'all.
As soon as they saw the diamond, they're like, "Oh well, I'm gonna do something selfish."
Exactly.
I was the first one, like, "No, I won't."
I do love the moment at the end of the movie where like he goes up to Sai and he's just like, your inheritance is in Christ, and it's literally in Christ.
Yeah.
I was like, you cheeky guy. All right. But are there anything about the movie that like maybe were like setbacks for you, things maybe you didn't care for or anything like that? Aside from Mila Kunis.
Yeah, I mean, apart from Mila Kunis, I do feel that a few of the cast members do get the short end of the stick in terms of the development and in terms of where they're at in the story. But I think probably maybe the one element that also kind of was a little bit of a minor nitpick for me at best was that the film kind of takes a little too long to sort of find its rhythm in the middle of the second act, because it does everything it needs to do in terms of establishing the mystery. But then when the second act comes in, it kind of feels like it's struggling to sort of find a rhythm and to sort of find like an A to B from one scene to another, that I kind of feel that the second act was a little weak in certain capacities, apart from the amazing phone call sequence, which again is my favorite scene of the movie as well. But apart from that, I kind of feel that the second act was kind of finding itself a little bit, but again, very, very minor nitpick at best. And the third act really does make up for anything the second act is lacking. So that's probably for me the three things: is Mila Kunis, again, some of the cast members not getting enough screen time, and then also just the second act.
There were points where I was like, it seemed like things had come to a standstill for a minute, and then like a new piece of evidence would come out that no one had thought of, and it would restart again. Like it would happen maybe like 2 times, but that's a minor nitpick. But
would you say that was the first time you watched it or second time?
I think maybe second time.
Okay.
Yeah. Like the discovery of the flask, maybe. There was a flask behind the door the whole time. That was like, oh, it's funny how no one maybe thought to mention that before. But minor nitpick.
Yeah. I'm curious how I would think on the second watch.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it a second time. I've only seen it the once. So I feel like because on the first watch, I will say, I think out of the 3, it felt the longest out of the 3.
Well, it is,
yeah. Is it actually the longest of them all?
It's close to 2.5. I don't think.
I think it's on par with Glass Onion, because Glass Onion I know was 2 hours and 30, I believe, because that was a long day in the movies for us.
Because I feel like this one, I think out of the 3 that like definitely had I would say like the most noticeable pacing issues, where I just feel like there were times where it definitely felt a little sluggish, especially like as it was wrapping things up, it felt like it took a little bit too long to get to the reveal, where I just felt like it was like spinning its wheels a little bit. But like other than that, like I had a great time with this one. And even on a second watch, that might kind of evaporate. Maybe it's just more of a smooth experience, watching it at home, but who knows? But that's really the only thing I can really think of.
I think all 3 of these movies are enhanced on the second watch. You can notice like the Rian Johnson slipping in little lines of dialogue that come up later in the movie.
Planting the seeds.
Yeah, exactly. So he's really good at that. So I think you'll notice more of those.
Or even certain characters popping in here and there that are like the Johnson regulars, like I forget what his name, not Noah Hawley, but Noah Segan. Yeah, his scene in the bar.
He was the hobo who was living on the island.
Yeah.
I'm curious though, because I feel like he tries to sneak in a Joseph Gordon-Levitt cameo in each of these. And I was trying to keep an eye out, but I don't know. I didn't see anything.
He's announcing the baseball game that Thomas Hayden Church is watching.
Yes,
of course he is. Yeah. All right.
And in Glass Onion, he is the voice, right?
No, he's the dong of the bell.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. The voice. I thought it was a voice or something.
It's really funny how he shoves Joseph.
Wait, what's he in the first one?
I think it's also a voiceover thing.
Oh, okay.
It's really funny.
I think he's a phone call in the first one.
Yeah, he's a phone call.
Okay.
He's loyal.
Or just put him in the movie.
I'm kind of stunned. I'm kind of stunned that he hasn't put Joseph Gordon-Levitt in one of these yet.
Yeah, I have a feeling at some point he is definitely coming.
I mean, it seems like a slam dunk to put him in one of these.
Sure.
He's
Yeah.
gonna be like Justin Long and
Okay, wait, okay. I mean, before we give our ratings, though, I'm curious though. Like for a future Knives Out film, are there any actors or actresses that like you would love to see in one of these?
Oh, absolutely, the Muppets.
He mentioned that. He's like, I don't know if that's possible, but
Get
yeah, I
outta
would
here.
do it.
Heck yeah!
He said he would do it. He just doesn't know if
Do
that
it.
would work with
It
like,
would.
contracts
And he
stuff
should.
like that, but yeah.
And make it.
He should, yes. He should.
Other than Muppets.
Well, because I want him in everything, Coleman Domingo. But
Oh yeah,
Oh,
he
he'd be
would
good.
absolutely fit.
He would crush.
I would watch him in anything. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's an easy one.
You know who's really good that we just saw
Okay.
in Nice to Meet You, No You Don't
Okay.
is what's his face from The Holdovers.
Dominic Sessa?
Yeah, he's
Oh, he would.
Okay.
He would
really good.
Okay.
He'd be good.
He could fit. He could fit. That's a good
I think. I feel like I would love to see like Jake Gyllenhaal in one of these. I feel like that'd be amazing.
Oh, he would be great as the douchebag.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He would have been good as a doctor.
Sure,
in
as the
this
Renner
one.
character,
Mhm.
maybe. Yeah.
Or even have like
Oh, yeah.
Oscar Isaac thrown in there. Why not?
Oh, Oscar Isaac would be fantastic in
Right.
that.
We need to think of some women just to balance this out.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm
That's
trying to
right.
think.
Let's
Actually-
I probably should have thought of that.
Actually, Samara Weaving would be great.
Okay, sure.
She's-
Maybe if you make it a little more horror focused too. 'Cause
Maybe.
like with the jump scares, I feel like Ryan Johnson could do a horror movie if he wanted to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you
Probably.
lean more into the horror, I could see some in that.
I have a feeling that in particular for me, Khan, I'm surprised you haven't mentioned his name either. But Ben Wang, I think he would do fantastic. Yeah, I think he.
You're gonna say Anya Taylor.
Also, Anya Taylor-Joy. Yes.
Oh, Anya Taylor.
Anya
Oh,
Taylor-Joy.
you
I was
know what?
waiting for
Anya
you to say
Taylor
that.
Joy as well too. Yeah, but here's the other.
James
Here's the other
McAvoy.
person.
That'd be good. Ooh.
Oh, McAvoy would be fantastic. But here's the thing. My pick would be David Johnson from The Long Walk.
Oh, okay.
I think he would be incredible in a Ryan Johnson movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Because I feel like these movies always have one character besides Bone Bunk that stands out. It was Ana de Armas in the first
Ooh,
one.
or maybe
Janelle Monáe in the second
Florence
one.
Pugh would be pretty good.
I could see that working.
There's just I feel like you could almost put anyone into
Almost
these movies.
anyone who's
Yeah.
a good actor. Just
Yeah,
put
like
it.
anyone who you could think of who's a good actor probably would be great in one of these.
I feel like they can't be too.
Too famous.
Yeah, because then it like I don't know.
Then it distracts from the
Yeah.
narrative a
That's
little
why I
bit.
wouldn't like. Florence Pugh. Sorry.
Damn.
Sorry, Florence.
Is
Pugh.
she that famous?
You're great.
Jeez. But anyways, speaking of Wake Up Dead Man, what would you give this as a final rating out of 5 pints? What are you feeling?
I'm gonna go 4.5. 4.5 Trulies. No.
4.5.
4.5. No, I just think it was so good. The storytelling is great. Visually, it's fantastic. Like very, very minor nitpicky things. It did feel a little bit. I don't even know if long is the term because it didn't feel long, but there were certain moments that dragged out. Like you said, Tom, at the end, it just felt a little bit like they were taking a little bit too long to get to the reveal. It makes sense to the story, but as you know, a viewer, it seems like it's dragging out a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna go 4.5.
All right, Con.
It might seem low, but I would go 4 out of 5 pints. I think
It's not bad.
if I keep rewatching it, which I might, and honestly, just to rewatch that phone call scene, it might go up. But right now, I would say 4 out of 5, which is the lowest I've given the 3 Knives Out films, but it's still really good in my opinion.
All right, Andres.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I think that, Craig is as strong as ever in this movie. Ryan Johnson's writing and direction is as intricate and as fresh as it's ever been. And also the cast, I think, is terrific and very grounded with Brolin's character and all this madness that's happening. So honestly, there's so many great positives in this movie. And again, my 3 negatives where it's like, Mila Kunis, unfortunately, but
Poor girl.
The whole negative in herself.
This poor woman.
but I think some of the cast members do get a bit of the short stick in terms of the screen time. And I feel like we could have gotten definitely more of certain characters, especially for me, Andrew Scott. But also, my problems with the second act aside, I think this is as strong of a Knives Out film as Ryan Johnson ever has made but if I was to give a rating for it, I kind of agree with Khan, whereas like this would maybe be a 4 out of 5 for me, but it's not an unenthusiastic one. It's just more of like, okay, I kind of leaned in. I was right in between, but you know what? It's still a really solid entry in the franchise. It's probably my third favorite of the entire 3, but I really like all 3 films just on various different degrees. So absolutely, I would highly recommend this one as well.
Yeah, and I'm going to be with Nancy on this one. I'm going to give this one 4.5 out of 5. Really, the only issues I had with it were the pacing and some of the characters being a little bit two-dimensional, or some actors not getting as meaty roles as I think that they deserve. But on the whole, this is just a really fun, engaging, twisty murder mystery that only Rian Johnson, I think, can deliver. I mean, he's crushing this, and I will happily see Benoit Blanc solve murder mysteries in a nursing home if it gets to that point. Like, I will 100% see it. Like,
just as long as Jeremy Renner is not in it, because you hate Jeremy Renner.
I thought you were making the nursing home.
Hey,
like,
Jesus! I'm not talking.
I wasn't even thinking.
I did not talk about him the way you talked about Mila Kunis. So why don't we pump the brakes? All right, Jesus! I just said it wasn't one of his best performances. Jesus Christ! My God! All right. Jesus. Anyway, I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5 pints. It's a really fun installment. And honestly, I think it's really on par with the first 2. Honestly, at this point, it's very hard for me to pick a favorite. But I will say, I think in terms of like writing, I think this might be the strongest out of the 3, just in terms of how it's able to balance like the dramatic moments, the humorous moments, the themes of faith and everything. It's all interwoven really nicely and balanced nicely. And the murder mystery, I think, is the most intricate and fun yet. And I really love this one. So that's our take on Wake Up Dead Man. Let us know in the comments if you've seen it, what you think of the movie, and also what you think of the trailers for Supergirl and Ready or Not 2. We are always happy to read those comments and see what you guys are feeling about these things and about these projects. But before we head on out, where can the fine people find you guys on the interwebs? We'll start with you, Andres, so that you can read your scroll.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram as Galagos. You can also find me on twitch.tv as Galagos209. You can also find me on YouTube, and you can find me editing for the High Voltage YouTube channel as well. Also, you can also find me editing on Film Speak as well too. So that's essentially where you can find me. And also, we are currently in the middle of working on a Cinemojis episode on that channel whenever that pops up. So we'll have more to say when that comes out.
The brand new.
There you go.
Nancy, a reboot.
Nancy and Con, where can the fine people find you?
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me just.
Jeez.
Oh, okay, you go.
No. Forget it.
All right.
Also, I'm going to say my little half pint can go to Mila Kunis for her.
Oh, goodness.
This is for you.
This is for you.
You can find me at PL_Bandit on Twitter and Instagram. And of course, here in the comments every once in a while on Cinemojis. That's it.
You can find me on Twitter, the King Khan, and on Letterboxd. And then twice a week, you can find me, Chance Ellison, and Jacob London doing Left Side, Strong Side for however long football is still going on. We just talk about the games and make a lot of jokes. So, yeah, go check out on Chance's YouTube channel.
Go Raiders, because they need it.
Alrighty. And then if you guys are looking to find me, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Tom Chattelbash, TikTok at Chattelbash Reviews, and on YouTube, you can just search my name, Tom Chattelbash, and I will come on up. Thank you for tuning into a brand new episode of the show. We hope you enjoyed it, whether you listened to it or you watched it. We appreciate you tuning on in, and we will see you next time on a brand new episode of Film on Tap, where we've got the tap that never runs out. Take care, guys.
Yay.
Bye.
We like Netflix.